This is what we're making today. And for those of you who celebrate, this is how many days we have left until Christmas. Let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crafting with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. In today's tutorial, I am going to demonstrate how I made this Days Until Christmas countdown using 3mm basswood and my WeCreat Vista. Now, if you are new to my crafting community, you may or may not know that I really don't like working with glue and paint and all of those things. It's still on my hands. I did the best I could. And for some of you who love working with wood or glue, this might make you cringe. So there's a spoiler alert right there. However, I am going to take you through this full process step by step. And at the end of this video, if you find it helpful, please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Now, without further ado, let's look at the materials and dive right in. The materials I'm using for this tutorial include 2 sheets of 3mm basswood. These are 12 by 12 sheets. I'll use Maker's Magic to glue the pieces of wood together. I use different colors of paint, just various kinds, whatever I had on hand. I think these came from Walmart. This was ordered from the 143 Vinyl website, and I think this one came from Joann Fabrics. You could also use wood glue if you don't want to use Maker's Magic, but I wanted to give it a try, and it did dry very fast. And I just used whatever paint brushes I could find on hand. In addition to that, the file that I used was downloaded from the Creative Fabrica website. Let's go into the WeCreat Make It software so that I can show you the important things you need to know when working with this file. I am in the WeCreat Make It software, and the first thing I'm going to do is make sure I'm connected to my 10-watt laser. I'm going to click on Import, and I'm going to the file that I just downloaded from the Creative Fabrica website. I am bringing in the SVG, is Santa in Chimney Days Till Christmas. I'll click Open. When the file comes in, it is going to come in with 3 available sizes. And this is just according to the thickness of the wood you're using. So this is 3.2 millimeters. If I just click on the hand right here to kind of move up, this is 4 millimeters. And this one down here is 3 millimeters. I'm using the 3mm version. And what I'm going to do is just remove these other parts of the file that come in with it. So I'll click back on this arrow right here, and I'll select this first set and just delete it. And I'll scroll down and click on the arrow and delete this, and scroll down more, and I want to select this file right here. Now, one thing I want to mention about using this file, if you are planning to resize yours and not make it the exact same size as mine, what I suggest you do is select the whole thing and resize it together so the proportions will be locked in together. For example, so the first thing I'm going to do is delete this 3mm. I don't need that. It's just letting me know about the wood right here. If I want, for example, let's kind of select everything and move up. If I wanted to make this smaller, I would select everything together and resize it. If I wanted to make it bigger, I will still have everything selected and resize it. I don't want to resize mine. I'm using it at the size that it came in. So let me click undo so I can just go back to the original size. If you click on these squares, it'll tell you the size of the square. Right now, these squares are sized at 2.362 in width and height. And to me, that was just perfectly fine. I didn't feel the need to resize them. And if you look at mine, you can see exactly what it's going to look like. Now that I have the size already decided, let's kind of make my view a little bit bigger. And let's kind of scroll over. What you should know is that these set of numbers should go together, and this set of numbers up here should go together. So when I start the gluing process, I'm going to make sure that I have my 2, 1, 0, 4, 3, 5 in one set. And I also have 2, 0, 7, 1, 6, 8, all that together. Okay, so don't get them mixed up, even though when you cut them, they might get out of order. Maybe write them down or take a picture, do whatever it's going to take to have you remember this. All right, so now the next thing I did is I started to work with the numbers first. So let me show you what I did. I click right here on the arrow, and what I want to have is my numbers fill engraved, and I want to have the squares as cut. So right here, I have the number 2 selected, and I'm going to select fill engrave, and then I click on the square, and I want to have that as a cut. Once I have that set up just like that, the next thing I did was I grouped it. So I did the same thing here. I clicked on the number. I went to fill engrave. I went to the box and I changed the operation to cut, and then I grouped it. I had to do this for each individual box. All right, same thing here. Fill engrave here, cut, and then group it. Okay, now once I got to the 6 and the 8, it was a little bit tricky. And if you're using this file, this information is going to help you, trust me. With the 6, watch what happens when I click on the 6, the same way I did with the 2 and the 1. Once I click on fill engrave, that 0, the inner part of the 6 is automatically filled in, and I didn't want it to look like that. So let me click undo and show you what I had to do. This 6 is actually made up of 2 parts. Let me make this bigger so you can see it. Right here, there's an inner part to the 6, and if I select the shift key, you can see there's an outer part. What you have to do is, with both parts of the 6 selected, click on merge, subtract overlapping shapes, and then you can do the fill engrave, and it'll look like that. That's exactly what I want. And then I went to cut. Okay, so now I have my 6 ready, and now I can group it. Same thing with the 8. It's made up of 2 parts. So I'm going to select both parts just by, selecting them, holding the shift key, going to merge and subtract overlapping shapes, and go to fill engrave, and then selecting the square and cut. Okay, and then I'm going to make sure this is still grouped. Same thing with the 7, fill engrave, right here, cut, group. Okay, there. All right, so now I'm going to do the same thing with the other numbers at the bottom, and I'll speed this part up. I am repeating this process for the next set of numbers. Remember, what I did was I changed each number to fill engrave, and I changed each box to a cut, and then I made sure that each number was grouped with the box. Once I finished that, it was time to move on to the other pieces that would also need to be cut for this project. Okay, now that I have my numbers ready, I've also decided that the 2 little wood triangles at the bottom can be cut along with my numbers. So I am going to move them over and change those to cuts. And then I will do my very best to organize the other pieces of wood onto the basswood that I have. The sheet that I'm using is only 12 by 12, so I don't have a lot of space to work with. So I am going to do my best to manipulate the pieces so that I can get the most bang for my buck. Before I start to move the pieces, it's also important for me to note that the line right here on the boot is already set to line. I kept mine as a line, and then I changed the actual boot to a cut. I did both boots as a cut. I also made sure that that line was grouped with the cut. Then I started to move the pieces onto the wood. I have my basswood inside the WeCreat Vista, and what I'm doing right now is just manipulating the pieces and trying to move them around and see how I could get the most pieces on the wood to be cut at one time. No matter what I tried, I could not get that last rectangle piece on with the rest of the wood pieces. I ended up being able to cut 4 pieces with that 12 by 12 sheet of basswood, and I had to do the last piece separately. Okay, so this is what will be cut out first, and then I will also get the numbers cut out right after this. Let's move over to the WeCreat. Okay, we're back at the computer. This is a preview of what my numbers and my triangles will look like. Let's go ahead and get these cut out next. I'm taking the numbers out of the WeCreat. The cut is excellent. And I could see I messed up on one of the triangles and I had to just cut another piece, but that's fine because I had more space at the bottom of this piece of wood. But now it's time to go over to the table and start gluing this together, which is my least favorite part. I have all of my wood pieces cut out. What I'm going to do first is start to glue these together. I have the numbers in the sets in the way that they should go. 1068, the 2 and the 7, 1035, the 2 and the 4. And I'm going to use Maker's Magic for this right here, because it is a waterproof sealer, craft glue project finish, and it says that it is works on all items, so wood. So we're gonna go for it. And this is just a piece of butcher paper, so I'll have easy cleanup because I am not really good at using glue. Not a glue person. Pay attention to the number of paintbrushes that will eventually end up on this table. Initially, I started out trying not to touch the glue, but that's impossible. Anyway, I did apply a small amount of Maker's Magic to the edge of the wood pieces. And once I got into a good rhythm, I started to flow with the gluing and the process was okay. I wouldn't say it was great, but I got it done. But once we get to the paint, that's a whole other story. You might even want to close your eyes when we get to that part. This part, for the most part, it was easy, especially once I realized where I should be applying the glue. The Maker's Magic does dry pretty fast. I finished the first cube. I was so proud of myself. I think I stared at that cube for about 5 minutes. And then it was time to move on to the second cube. And honestly, I feel like the first cube was close to being dry by the time I finished it. Now my second cube is complete and it's time to move on to the Santa and the chimney and all of the other parts. I honestly should have painted that chimney part black before applying the snow cap, but I didn't know, so I made a mistake. I ended up painting the snow caps first. I painted that white, and then I had time for it to dry, and then I painted the top of the boots white, and I gave that time to dry before gluing it to the back piece. All those paintbrushes. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is glue the boots to the back piece, the part that is going to be considered as the stand. I'm using Maker's Magic, and I used a little bit too much, so I put two boots together to kind of scrape off some of the glue. And now I'm adding glue to the back of the snow cap. The Maker's Magic does dry fast. I ended up just putting the bottles of paint on top just to kind of add some pressure. After allowing about 10 minutes for it to dry, I painted the boots black, and then I painted the bottom part of the snow cap. This is what I was referring to when I was saying that I should have painted that back layer black before adding the white snow caps, because now what I had to do was get a smaller paintbrush to try to get in between those layers, and it was hard, and it started to bleed into the white, and I did the best I could with just trying to get the black paint in between the layers. But don't look too closely, and hopefully this doesn't make you cringe. I did my best. I didn't record the part where I painted Santa's legs in red, but I actually used a binder clip to keep the wood in place while I glued the rest of the stand together. And then out of nowhere, in true Delonda fashion, I had the grand idea to use paint pens and paint the numbers. I just thought they looked a little bit plain, and I knew there was no way I would be able to paint those numbers with just using paintbrushes. And since I had some paint pens, I just filled in the numbers with one cube in red and the other cube in green. And I think it added a little rah-rah to the cubes. Let me know what you think, or what I should have done differently, or what you will do when you try a project like this. This is just me filling it in, and you'll see I'm going to start filling in the other one with green, and we will be ready to land this plane. So here is my finished wooden sign, and here are my cubes with the numbers filled in. I used paint pens. It did bleed a little bit, but I still love it. I think this is just so cute, and hopefully you did find this helpful. If you did, please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell for notifications, because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching.